Hello there, Capricorn, and welcome to your June 2026 money and career reading. This is for all Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Let's have a look and see what we've got for your month ahead. Activating for you. We do start out the month of June in blue moon energy. We've got a full moon in Sagittarius occurring on the 31st of May, and being the second full moon in the month of May, it is a blue moon. So blue moons do tend to carry a little bit of special magic. A full moon can, of course, be about closure, completion, letting things go, kind of leaving your baggage at the door, especially in Sagittarius energy, because Sagittarius is the sign, one of the signs of freedom, of adventure, of, packing your bags with things that you only want and leaving everything at the door. So it can represent a time when you might have some more fun. Perhaps you attract a little bit more luck to you as well, because Saggy is ruled by Jupiter. So we've got some luck in the air. But Jupiter energy is about freedom, is about adventure, expansion, growth, opportunities, seeing the big picture, the quest for the truth. And of course, it does bring in just a little dose of luck for us there. So you can really have a lucky break. You can perhaps, with that energy, you can be wrapping up some projects so that you have more spare time to go out and do something fun. Or perhaps this is a time for you where you're done with a certain situation or cycle in your life and you're ready for something just a little bit different. After that, we do have June 13th. We've got Venus moving into the sign of Leo. Venus, of course, our planet of love and money, growth, opportunities, creation, new beginnings. It brings about a fertile energy, and abundance is in the air with that as well. It's also, Venus is attraction. So we can attract the right people, the right situations, the right opportunities towards us. So be open and receptive. Okay. And of course, Leo energy. Leo can be all about having fun, embracing your inner child, right? Some of you are maybe planning some summer vacations, trying to see how far your money will go. Maybe you're going to do something different than what you would normally do, but certainly a little bit of fun maybe in the cards. Have a little bit of a break from the hustle and bustle of the everyday, even if it's a staycation. But Leo is about leadership. It's about being courageous, facing your fears. And so this is a great, great energy. Maybe start a new job, maybe open your own business. Perhaps buy yourself that thing that you've been afraid to buy yourself because, it's like, well, I'm saving for a rainy day. But sometimes that thing you want to buy yourself can make your life easier, right? So, sometimes we need to kind of we do need to assess our situation, obviously, right? So every one of you is a little bit different, but leadership energy there as well. But Leo energy can also be about focusing on yourself. With Venus and Leo, it can be about doing nice things for yourself, right? Spending a little bit of money on yourself, right? Self-love, self-care in whatever way. But Leo energy being of the self can also represent, what are my personal goals? What do I want out of life? What do I want my career path to look like, right? And so forget about everyone else for a little while. It's all this focus on you. Not selfish, not in a selfish way, but, we all have goals, right? There's always something that we want to do. So you might have the opportunity here to pursue a dream. We've got the sun in Cancer on the 21st, the summer solstice, longest day of the year. Cancerian energy is all about nurturing your goals and dreams, also taking care of things at home and with your family. Okay, but with the longest day of the year, it can be like a reminder for us all that after the 21st, the days start to get a little bit shorter. So maybe for some of you, the clock is ticking just a little bit, right? And so it can be that reminder, pitter patter, let's get at her, let's get to business. But we do have a June 29th. We've got a full moon in your sign, Capricorn. Full moons, of course, again, can be about bringing something to fruition. We're completing things. Okay, getting ready for the next stage. It can be a completion of a cycle, but of course, something can also be blossoming because of all the hard work and dedication that you've put into things, where you see the results of what you've been working on for the last 6 months. Look back to the new moon that we had in your sign 6 months ago. Okay. And where were you? What were you doing? What were you starting? What progress had you been making? What changes were you making? And this will all be a clue as to what is coming through to completion at this time for you guys. But of course, very focused on your money, your career, your reputation. And again, perhaps some of you, you're using your reputation to improve your financial situation. So let's see what is in the cards for you. We've got by the book. All right, card number 11. So 11s can be associated with your goals and dreams. 11s can be associated with something new, okay, or taking something up to the next level. And the by the book energy, it can represent a couple of different things, but it can represent that sometimes we just need to follow in the footsteps that others have forged before us, right? We do think that sometimes, we've got to reinvent the wheel all the time. But sometimes we can take the path of least resistance and we can follow in the footsteps. Like, we can just follow the easy path, right? So we can look at what other people have kind of come up with and follow their guidance, follow their timeline. We don't always need to be different, right? And if someone's clearly forged out a path to success, why wouldn't you follow it, right? So you can reap some rewards that way. This can also be a reminder to you, okay, that the world does operate, the universe does operate with certain laws. We've got the law of abundance, the law of attraction, right? Things like that. And so this is a reminder of your energy, especially things like the law of attraction. The energy that you put out bounces back to you, right? So that is what you attract, right? We're like a magnet. Okay, so if you want to attract abundance to you, you have to be abundant, right? You have to believe that you are abundant. And you have to open that portal, open that door for attracting abundance, right? And so, so this can be that reminder to do yourself a little bit of an energy check. Okay. But with this, I just feel like, there's a straight path to get yourself to where you want to get to. Okay. And, follow the path. Follow the path. It's laid out before you. You're all going to be a little different, but it's laid out before you, right? And it can be anything from investing for your future, for your retirement savings plan, right? You got to start here and then do this and then do this, and this is what will blossom, right? Sometimes we need to make little micro decisions along the way. So if you've got guidance and you've got a playbook, if you will, follow that, okay? But also, trust in your journey here as well, because this is all about being authentic with yourself as well. So, it's like, this is where I am. This is when where I want to get to. I need to be really honest with myself. Is this really what I want? Have I veered off of my path? If so, why? And what can I do to get myself back on track? So if you feel like you have kind of lost your way, it's a really good time. Pluto's in retrograde, so it's a really good time to take a step back and reassess and reevaluate where you are, but be honest with yourself, okay? So anyway, but by the book, I feel like some of you are on the path to success. We also have blessed. Love it, love it, love it. Blessed energy shows that there is blessings headed your way. Now, whether this is something that you desire, you've been saving up for, maybe you find it on sale. This can be where, if you're looking to move where you live, maybe you find a smoking deal, a better house or a better neighborhood, right? If you're selling your house, you can have the perfect buyer come in at the right time. So there are blessings headed your way. So this can indicate that there's going to be an easier time for you. This can represent that you get some sort of gift or blessing that is completely unforeseen and unexpected, right? So this can be really wonderful for you. This can represent unexpected windfalls. You can have some good fortune. Obstacles are removed from your path here as well. But be ready to receive. Okay. Really wonderful energy. Really beautiful energy. I love it when the blessed card comes out. Now, it is also card number 22. Twos can represent multiple options. Twos also represent balance and harmony, also decisions. And 22 is a master number. So go and look up some deeper meanings for number 22, and there'll be additional blessings in there for you, additional messages in there for you. But it's quite often about the decisions that we make in our day to day. We can decide to receive our blessing and say yes to the blessing, and we can choose to ignore the blessing. All up to you guys. Got the King of Coins. Oh, yes, that's lovely. We've got the Ace of Coins. Holy moly. All right. And we've got the Queen of Cups. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous energy here, folks. The King of Coins, the Ace of Coins. The Ace of Coins is lucky and it brings blessings. It can bring new beginnings. It can bring new opportunities. And it can also bring you a little bit of money. We've got the Ace of Cups at the back of the deck. So happy, joyous new beginnings, a gift, an opportunity, a blessing that comes in that brings some happiness, joy, or a sense of peace and relief. Two aces are lucky. They bring in fresh energy. They can elevate our current situation, or we can have something brand new. All right. Ace of Cups brings in peace and healing, forgiveness, also happiness and joy, some creativity here as well. It can also bring love and just feel good vibes, right? So really wonderful energy there. Ace of Coins can bring in new knowledge. Okay. It can bring in gifts, it can bring in money. And again, aces are lucky, but the Ace of Coins is, often described as, big luck, and can be a bit of a windfall or something that feels like a windfall. So you've got luck in the air here, guys. You've got blessings all flowing into you. So the Queen of Cups showing up here, make sure that you are ready to receive, right? Get ready to receive the blessings that are flowing your way. Queen of Cups, okay? Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups. Open your heart, open your mind, open up to the possibilities of things. Now, the King of Coins, again, this can be your energy. Kings are masters. Kings are also leaders, okay? So, you're stepping into a leadership role. You're taking charge of your finances. Some of you might be, looking with this. The King of Coins, the Queen of Cups. With the Ace of Coins, they're buying a house, buying a home, investing for the future, acquiring knowledge that you can use to elevate your current situation. The Queen of Cups can really be about your intuition and your creative prowess. But the Queen of Cups is also bringing in this healing element here, right? And can bring in some wonderful things. Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups, possibly a new person, okay? Or perhaps you have a relationship, a partnership that is growing and evolving with the Ace of Coins in between the King and Queen. This can be finding a balance with your money. What do I bring in versus what do I spend, right? So the blessing for you is finding that balance, right? With the King of Coins can be a person who is really good with money matters. That it might be a new person or maybe someone you pay for their services. This can be like a broker of some kind, an investment banker, a financial advisor. It can be a banker, right? So a banker, maybe you're waiting for some news from the bank. The Ace of Coins, Ace of Cups, this can be a huge yes. Okay, if you're waiting for some news. This can be like a real estate agent as well, helping you find that perfect home. Okay, but it can also be a generous benefactor or someone who brings you some really good news about your money. If you're looking for a new job, this can be a new boss. right? And the salary that you might be offered may be quite generous. Okay, so some wonderful energy coming up here. It can be people-y with the king and queen. You're gonna have a couple people showing up, but this can also be, of course, the balance in your energy. So a lot of great things going along your way. The king of coins as a person can be very generous. So if it's a family member, perhaps a parent of some kind, my dad often shows up as the king of coins, even though he's a Leo, so he's a fire sign, but these days he shows up as the king of coins, funnily enough, mostly because he's distributing some of his wealth. He's not rich or anything like that, but house is all paid off, over the years and all that kind of stuff. So as he kind of consolidates his bank account, he distributes, a couple $100 to us, to his kids and things. It's like, what are you doing, Dad? But anyways, that's what he does. So it can be like a father, it can be a relative, a rich uncle or something like that. So they might just be handing out some gifts because, maybe they're older, maybe they're in their 70s or their 80s, and they're like, I don't need it all. So I'd rather see people enjoy it. I'd rather make people's lives better, and I want to see it happen. So it can be someone like that. All right. But great energy flowing to you anyway. We also have the Knight of Cups. Oh my goodness, this just keeps on getting better. The Page of Wands. Awesome. Look at all the people. And we've got the Queen of Wands here as well. Wow. Okay, you guys. Okay, so some of you really are going on vacation. Perhaps you've got that, well-off uncle who, says, you know what, I see how hard you work. Times are tough. Here's some money. Go away for the weekend. Go and have some fun. Maybe they offer to send one of your children to camp for the summer or something like that. But wow, we've got a lot of people here. Okay, so we've got the Knight of Cups, and often the Knight of Cups is some sort of proposal of some kind. I mean, let's face it, some of you have a personal relationship that's developing here with this energy. And this is probably alleviating a little bit of stress on your finances. So someone you've been dating, you may decide to move in together, get married, and so now you're blending, right? You're blending your finances, and this can give you a lot of relief, right? Two people paying the bills better than one person paying the bills. But this can also cause you to change your outlook on how you make your money, right? And so if you've been in a career situation where you have to focus on the cash because you're a single income, this can represent where now that there's dual income, right? This can be like, Page of Wands. Maybe I can do something fun. Maybe I can follow my goal, my dream that I had for fulfillment in my career path, and, maybe take a lesser paying position that is more fulfilling to me. Because that Page of Wands is really quite adventurous. It also does represent some sort of news or opportunity that's coming in from your goals, your intentions, your manifestations. And it's very exciting. Pages do typically bring in some news, and in the upright, it's good news, right? So, but the Page of Wands, very fiery, very passionate, very adventurous, very exciting energy, but also one of movement, right? So we're not sitting still. Okay, things might be a little bit calmer here, a little bit more down to earth at the beginning of the month, and then things start to kind of speed up a little bit. The Knight of Cups can be about movement, moving forward. The Page of Wands, movement and adventure and a lot of activity moving forward, as well as can the Queen of Wands, right? So some of you here, you have growth, right? The Page of Wands to the Queen of Wands, you have growth in regards to your money, your career. You might be moving where you live. You might have that higher level of commitment in a relationship, or you may just get that offer that is really wonderful for you, that is really positive for you. But whatever it is you're doing, you're moving forward and you're elevating your situation in a really positive way, and you're really confident about things. Now, some of you with the Queen of Wands, maybe you're going to go on an adventure to go and see your bestie. The Queen of Wands often does show up as somebody who is independent or an independent spirit. someone who is very honest, truthful. They're fun to be around. They might be a motivating factor for you. And it does often come across as someone who is like your best friend. Like, I like this person. I can have fun with this person, but we can also be open and honest with each other with no judgment. Right. And so this can be fun. So some of you might be spending a little bit of money to go and visit someone that's important to you, someone you love. Right. And that can be really fun. But yeah, you got a lot of people showing up here. So this can be a June filled with friends and family. Especially if you have some financial relief coming in here, you might find that you've got more resources to go out and have a little bit more fun. Might be because of a new job, or maybe you're retiring with the King of Coins. Woo! Maybe some of you have an opportunity to retire, or just take it easy, take that step back. And wouldn't that be a great sigh of relief? But if you're looking for something new, there is new energy coming out here, and it looks like it can be really prosperous, but also really quite enjoyable and very exciting. Got the Knight of Swords. The Three of Cups, yes. And the Queen of Swords. Three queens. Queen, queen, queen. So that's a lot of feminine energy. What's really, really interesting in your reading is that on this side, we've got masculine, 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 right? We've got the King of Coins, we've got the Knight of Cups, and we've got the Knight of Swords. So we've got communication, we've got movement, we've got activity, we've got pursuit of goals, and it's really quite virile, and really quite exciting. And then on this side, we've got Queen, Queen, Queen. Cups, Wands, Swords. So either this is a month that is like super harmonious and balanced for you, or it's one where there's like a lot of like couples involved, right? So, we can have a couple like partnership here, partnership here, partnership here, which may just represent that you've got a lot of supportive people around, or maybe you're going, interesting. Maybe you're going on like a group vacation, a group trip, a group adventure. And it could be if like someone is getting married or engaged, right? And these are all like the key players in that, because we do have the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups, supportive people, right? Supportive people, supportive social network. So this can be that for you. Maybe you find your dream job, or you find that people in your workplace are working together instead of like driving a wedge apart. There could be some healing in here as well, because sometimes three queens may potentially represent a little bit of deception sometimes, but we've got healing elements coming in here as well. So if you are in a workplace where there's like deceptive people, okay, or maybe you don't like working with all females, okay, then this Page of Wands, you might be in the pursuit of something a little bit different, okay. But the Ace of Cups here can bring in this healing element. The Three of Cups does bring in some social aspects there. It does bring in, supportive friends and family and all this kind of stuff, but it is a celebratory energy. It's one where we get some really good news, Knight of Swords maybe, and now we celebrate. We lift a glass, we go to happy hour, and it's like, woohoo, we did it, we made it, I got the thing, I succeeded in what I wanted to do, or maybe we're traveling and having a little bit of fun. But we've got the Swords energy here, the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Swords, right? So again, we're very balanced with our masculine, feminine energy here for the most part, okay? And with that Three of Cups, this can represent some news, right? Some more news coming in. But you may need to make a decision, okay? With that Queen of Swords, very decisive kind of energy, and maybe it's a quick decision here with this. But I do find it interesting that we've got Swords energy showing up like the end of the month, because that's when you have a full moon in your sign. And a full moon, we can really let go of some things to make room for something new. And that might be part of the transition here. You might have something new and exciting, but we have to make a quick decision, a logical decision, and trust our instincts there with that Queen of Swords, very wise, right? And then we celebrate, right? So yeah, you can have some very interesting things happening, especially towards the end of June. Okay, get ready to celebrate. But look at your cards. Okay, yes, we've got a lot of people. Okay, so you might have a lot of people, a lot of influence, maybe a lot of creative collaboration, growth in relationships here as well. But again, also maybe some fun and adventure with that. You might have some help coming from these people, okay? Or again, this can just be you embracing this balanced energy throughout your whole month. And so things may feel a little bit more peaceful. You don't have a single challenging card in your entire reading. The only other sign that was this good was Gemini. So maybe you're dealing with a Gemini person. Maybe you've got Gemini in your birth chart somewhere, or perhaps Uranus and Gemini. Uranus just moved into Gemini the end of April. Perhaps this is bringing about some very interesting things, especially communication or maybe opportunities or a sense of freedom. Blessings all around, though. And again, those blessings tend to, we can keep them, we can toss them, but ultimately it's our decision, right? So just be open, 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 open. Okay, be open, open right here, open right here. Okay, open right here. All right, just be open and receptive, open right here, right? So, yeah, be open to things, even resolutions of things. Okay, and be ready for some action. Love it. I'd love to know what is opening up for you or what is being resolved for you, or what blessings that are coming your way. So leave a comment down below and let me know, because like I said, this is quite a blast reading, actually. Very interesting. 777. Beautiful. Now, if 7 is your lucky number, then here you go. You've got a sign. 777. Your purpose flows from within you, and everything that is unfolding or being revealed to you is part of your purpose. A state of peace and calmness in your soul. I am in the flow. All right. Yes, indeed, you are. 777s. There you go. And we have number 10. I am ingenious. You have great leadership skills. Your mind is sharp and allows you to dream up ingenious ideas and organize all the details, then direct others how to carry things out. Okay, there's your leadership qualities right there. And we have number 5, I am adaptable. Flexibility is your forte. When life throws you a curveball, you can easily adapt to new circumstances and find excitement in the unexpected change. Be brave and bold in your endeavors. I am adaptable. So I'm going to leave all that there for you, Capricorn. I really do hope that you have a wonderful month ahead. I do thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed your reading. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.